Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I make this video because I, for some time, decades, disliked this kind of titles as if we're supposed to hate someone because that someone's ancestors, grandparents, parents did something bad or perceived as bad, however you want to look at it. And that is not a Western civilization way of seeing things. This is a Judeo way of seeing things. Why? Because if you read the Torah and then you read from Talmud, they're beautiful books, you're going to find out that these guys are punishing each family or if each offspring to the 7th generation. So let's say I commit a crime. I'm supposed to be guilty. All my child, grandchild, great-grandchild to the 7th generation should be punished for that offense. Imagine you would have it now. So that's why we're, among others, we're not a Judeo-Christian civilization. We are I would say, Greco-Roman civilization. But these guys switched it in such a way that somehow we identify with something foreign to us, alien to us. Here it is. And this is not, for the imbeciles out there, this is not to defend the idea. It's just, I picked it and I said, am I supposed to hate her or something? Is this what I'm supposed to do? And it's exactly what's implied by the Telegraph. German far-right leader's grandfather was Nazi judge appointed by Hitler. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. What if your father was one? Are you guilty of anything? No, they want you to be guilty, to feel guilty. No, you should not feel guilty. That's not your problem. That's his problem. That's why I never like when someone comes and says, I apologize for my father, I apologize for my... No, you have no right to apologize for anybody except you, your actions. So I want this because it's easy to see controversial, let's put it this way, issues out there. So what? Arnold Schwarzenegger's father was a Nazi, wasn't he? So what? Does it mean that, what's his name, Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is an imbecile, just so you know. Remember he said, screw your rights? You remember when he said that? During the COVID? Screw your rights? That's the guy. So you assess and you judge. Yes, we judge all the time. When I bought this one, I judged between or among this and another one and another one. I judge with whom I hang out with. You do the same thing. We all do the same thing. Why? You're a bad person. I'm not going to hang out with you. Right? Isn't that what you do? I'm not going to go to that neighborhood because I might get shot at. So I'm avoiding it. I'm judging it. So when these guys say, no judging. Oh yeah, judging. Well, I'm judging 1000%. So here you have this woman who is not liked by the establishment and their operatives. Therefore, they tried this little infantile attack. Because her grandfather was a judge appointed by that guy, she somehow must be associated with that ideology? That's the implication. Alice Weidel, seen by some as presentable, face of Alternative für Deutschland, says she did not know about relatives' past. Now, I don't like this one. You say, yes, I am. So what's your point? Should I feel guilty? Should I just go in myself? Screw you. I mean, who are you? You want me to look in your history? I'm guaranteeing you I find something wrong in your history. And by association, I will find something in your nation, in your tribe. Don't you think? And by association, you're guilty, according to these guys. But she should have said this. I don't discuss this kind of infantile attacks promoted by those guys over there. And name them. And then, oy vey, you will see them all upset about it. So, am I supposed to hate her because of that? I assess people on their actions, and their statements, but more on their actions. So, I don't care, man. Am I guilty if my father was the whatever? No, not. No, it says, let me show you here. Adolf Hitler, supposedly, interesting. So it says here that this bad dude personally appointed the grandfather of the co-leader of the far-right Alternative for Deutschland. of their Germany as a leading Nazi judge. It has emerged now? They found out only now? Hans Weidel was made chief judge of the brutal Warsaw Military Court in 1944 in a document signed personally by their Führer, end quote, according to findings published by the German broadcast Welt. Alice Weidel, his granddaughter, is seen by some as the presentable face of the AfD and has been floated as a potential candidate for the chancellor in the next year's parliamentary election. All right? I don't care who your parents were. I care only what you are. If you marry someone, you're not going to look at the mom. Is the mom looking good? When I look at your loved ones. So again, they do the same thing with many other subjects. Like, for instance, you have the Roman salute. I made this point for many times. That's our civilization. That's the Roman salute. Just because some baboons used it for 10 years, it doesn't negate the 1,500 years that it was used by the other guys. You can say, well, the Roman Empire was an evil empire. This is what they pushed. So that means we're not going to do that. We're not going to, have columns anymore. We're not going to have, architecture. We're not going to have anything, art, because of the Romans. Who dictates this to us? Some alien forces, not us. Because if you just wake up and say, my father is an idiot, and I hate my father, but I love that foreign father. Why? Because I have these guys immersed in my family telling me that. Who are you then? And that's not only. We are supposed to hate certain things. Like, I see many articles coming. Oh, you can't believe how nasty the Romans were. They were using urine to rinse their mouth, like a mouthwash, because it has ammonia in it and all that and so on. They used to use the same brush with a sponge from going to the toilet, public toilets from one to another. Oh my God, they had, lead pipes. Their guys are... Why do we need to point out to negative stuff about us from the past? Who wants to drag us down? Someone who hates us, obviously. Someone who hates us. Someone who has an inferiority complex. Someone who was fucked by us for millennia and now thinks that it's going to pay us back. Who are those guys? You know exactly. So in this case, I'm supposed to... I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about who are her children, her husband. As a political figure, I care what she is, what she says, what she does. And I think you should do the same way. And don't be browbeaten by guilt. The German nation has no guilt. Nothing. Because if you look at other nations, let's say Israel, well, look at their history. Look at their Old Testament, the Torah, and find out over there a lot of cities they fucked up. According to them, and they even celebrate the Passover of their God over Egypt, killing all the babies over there. That's a celebration. Now, what kind of people celebrate this kind of crime against innocent children? Look into it. So, no. So what? Her father was what? I don't care. I don't really care. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.